Is a pediatric trach permanent? Not always. Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Sometimes your child can grow out of the reason why they're needing it, and sometimes your child will need it for the rest of their lives. You don't have to have a poor quality of life just because you have a trach. My 2.5-year-old is thriving. We are in a community that I've been so thankful for, that I've been able to help manage and run and help to grow, of trach families that have a variety of reasons for why they have a trach and how long they'll have a trach, and some that have already been decannulated. And decannulated means that you no longer have the trach cannula, like you don't have the tube inside anymore. In the NICU, before we ever had the trach, we were initially told that we were potentially planning to have a healthy 5-year-old, meaning not having all the rest of the stuff that we have now. And then once we were outpatient, I asked pulmonology, and I was told, well, we'll probably have the trach out by 3. Of course, you don't ever know, and these are just best guesses. Then we had our last bronch last December. She has suprastomal collapse, which means above her trachostoma, her upper airway up here is partially collapsed. And we were told that, well, you'll potentially have the trach for a couple more years, but it's better to have the trach for a couple more years than to have this major airway reconstruction. So our current thing is we'll potentially have the trach until Jenna is 5 or 6. This is always changing, and you don't ever know until it really happens. Right now, Jenna is capped all waking hours unless she is sick or super junky. And capped means it's literally a lid that goes on the end of the trach, so she's not breathing through the trach. She does use the stoma, and she'll breathe around the trach, and she'll use her upper airway. It's not ideal to use the stoma, but it is a little bit loose right there. We will have our next bronch in a couple of months in the spring, and we will make a game plan from there. And really, it's just from bronch to bronch and see how she does in the meantime. So for us, the current plan is for the trach to come out. That could always change. And for some people, the plan is to always have a trach. You live, you learn, and you adjust, and you just live your life.